Gary, it's been a positive couple of weeks, both on the pitch and in terms of new recruits. 2 players in the door yesterday, in Mo Issa and Millie Ali. 2 players which I think the fans are quite excited about.
Yeah, I think we're all excited about seeing them on the pitch in red and white. I think they bring, goals hopefully to the team. They bring a level of excitement, speed, 1v1 ability. And I think always supporters get excited by those types of players. So delighted to get them both in. They're both at different stages of their career. I think Mo is someone that knows this level, has scored goals at this level, when he comes with a pedigree, which I think is really important. And Millie comes with real potential to get better and really be a player that the fans are excited to see and can take to hopefully really quickly.
The other 2 signings, Ben Purrington, Luke Harris, have obviously missed games through injury. Luke's not too far away, and I believe there's some fairly good news on Ben as well.
Yeah, that's what happens when you sign for Exeter, you get injured. It's been a common theme, but thankfully both are doing well, both are short term. Luke potentially could be back for Saturday. He done a bit of training today, the pass in at the start and the small possession that we did. Ben is progressing really well and is doing some running in the Alter G, so he could be probably another kind of week or 2, but he's progressing much better than we obviously thought, and we feared the worst when he went off on a stretcher. So hopefully we'll have both in the matchday squad really soon.
That's obviously really encouraging to hear. It is, of course, deadline day. Your phone could ring at any point during this interview. What are you expecting to happen for the remainder of today? If you can expect anything at all, you never know.
Yeah, I don't expect much. We'll hopefully have one player coming through the door this afternoon, but I'm not expecting anything else. But you never know in the transfer window. We can still do something if the right player comes up, but I wouldn't expect us to do any more later today.
How would you assess January? How do you think it's gone in terms of getting everything that you wanted? Did you want more?
I think you always want more, Craig. But I think as a club we had a clear plan. It took us longer than we had hoped for. We wanted to try and do as much of that early as we could, but I think it was an extremely slow January. And January is notoriously difficult anyway to get things done. But as a football club, I think we can all be proud of what we've done. The board for finding the finances and finding the support to get the players we needed to help the squad and to make the squad better. And then Marcus, Malcolm and all the staff for working extra to, you do the training, you do the preparation for games, but then in January window time you have to then watch players and make sure we're bringing the right players, the right characters into the football club, and I think overall we've done that.
On to this weekend then. Is it almost making things easier, or does it make it a lot harder that the team we're playing is obviously the same opponent that we played, 9-10 days ago?
I think it makes it a little bit easier in terms of preparation. Both teams can then analyse the last game, which gives you a big insight into how the game could go. But I don't think that the actual game has any real relevance on the next game. I think it was a game played in horrendous conditions. I think it was a game of 2 halves where we dominated the first half and Bristol dominated the second half. But we managed to get that goal, and I thought we played very well in the first half. Second half, I'd like us to be better, similar to how we were at Barnsley on Saturday. But I think we're going into the game with confidence. But we have to, remember that this is another really difficult game in League One, where if you don't turn up with the right attitude, if you don't come ready to compete, then you won't get anything from the game. So the players have been told that this week, and we need to make sure we're ready at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
And of course, we've got additions to the squad. They've got new additions and players returning from injury that didn't feature in that game. So actually, the opponent could have 4 or 5 different players on the pitch to what we saw last week.
Yeah, both teams will be probably slightly different. And again, that's what makes it a different game. It's at SGP, where we're on a good run of form. We're 4 games unbeaten. We want to continue that run. So, the last game, whilst we won it and it's great, I think, Saturday is different. They'll want to come and get revenge. Obviously, Matty coming back to the stadium where he's had so much success will be, a good experience for him, and let's make sure, after the game it's not a good experience because we go out and get all the 3 points.
What's it like for a manager returning to their old club? Of course, you'll be doing it at Wigan next week. What sort of emotions are there, and what's going through your head?
I don't know. I've never returned to an old club before.
Well, you find out next week, I guess.
I'll find out. Look, I've played against clubs that I've been at before, and I think it's always nice to see people who you probably seen every day, every week before, and you had that connection with. I think as well, when you have success, like Matty did it here and I did at Wigan, then you have a connection that bonds you forever, and you have that togetherness, and you remember those kind of good moments. So to go back, I think it's always special, but I think we're professional as well, and I think you move on, you have another job to do. So like I said, before the game, I'm sure they'll enjoy it, but after the game, let's hope it's not a nice day for them because we win the game. So it's important that we kind of focus on that and make sure we get the job done.
Something which was so pivotal in our last 2 victories at Bristol Rovers and at Barnsley was starting early and getting an early goal. I mean, we spoke about how good that first half was at Barnsley. I guess you're expecting your team to sort of go out and try and replicate that, as hard as it may be.
Yeah, we've spoken about that a lot. I think we started the season, at Wycombe away, an amazing start to the game. So we do have that ability to start games like that. But what we have to do is be ready for every moment of the game and manage the game at different points. Whether we start well or don't start well, we have to make sure that we focus on what we need to do to win the game. And the players have been fantastic at that recently. We have, been working on a system where we have 4 points that we need to win every game, and then within that the players have ownership of what that looks like from them. We come up with measurables in terms of performance, and we try and focus on that. And I think that process since Boxing Day has kind of been really good for the whole team. I think the players have got a lot out of it, and it's very measurable. So after the game, win, lose or draw, we can see where we've done well and where we haven't. And it's not all about just the outcome of winning the game. It's how we perform within that, and the players have, like I say, really took to that, and hopefully that continues on Saturday.
4 unbeaten at home. The mood has shifted. The mood has lifted, in fact. I think some incredible support over the last 2 away games, but back at home, vociferous and positive support is key early on.
Yeah, it's always key at SJP that we get the backing of the crowd, we get the supporters right behind us, and it's a really difficult place for away teams to play. But as a group, as a club, we have to make sure that we stay on task. We maintain the attitude we've had in recent weeks. We've achieved absolutely nothing. We're still in a really precarious position in the table, so we have to focus on the process of how we approach games and what we need to do to win football matches. And as long as we stick to that, then I'm sure we'll continue this run.